you are able. Gentlemen, please remove your caps.
Welcome inside the Antelope Gymnasium. We're going to send you directly down to prayer and national anthem.
Kyle Reese, a GCU sophomore majoring in business management.
Please pray with me. Dear Lord, we thank you for this day. We thank you for both of these teams. I pray that you will place your blessing over them, keep them safe in today's competition. I pray that everyone brings their best of their abilities to this game, and I pray that we get to watch a really close and competitive game today. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Thank you, Kyle. Fans, please remain standing as we now honor America with the playing of the national anthem. The Star-Spangled Banner will be performed this afternoon by our very own Thundering Herd Pep Band under the direction of the Professor, Dr. Paul Cook, and today his student associate, Vanessa Smith. Thank you.
Welcome once again inside the Antelope Gymnasium on this fine Friday afternoon for some exciting volleyball action against the Vanguard Lions. I am Diana Johnson alongside Dominic Hinton. And Dominic, how did GCU do this past weekend with their road trip to California?
Well, the Lopes unfortunately did not have the weekend that they had hoped out in Irvine, losing the first game to Concordia Irvine, and then losing the second game on Friday to UC Irvine. They fell in 4 sets, but don't let that get you discouraged. They scored more points, kills, aces, and assists than the Anteaters.
Absolutely, Dom. And like you mentioned, they're kind of coming off a disappointing weekend as they fell to Concordia Irvine and UC Irvine. They will be looking for revenge against one of those teams tomorrow night. But for now, how can they execute these games with the Sanderson Ford 3 keys to the game?
Diana, your Sanderson Ford 3 keys to the game are this. If the Lopes want to win, they're going to have to get ahead early. We mentioned they fell behind early against UC Irvine, lost the first and second set, came back, won the third set. They fell behind early in the fourth set and were unable to dig themselves out of that hole. They don't want to dig themselves out of any hole. They need to start early and get ahead early. They also need to limit errors. They had 28 errors against UC Irvine compared to the Anteaters only had 14. So they want to play clean, good ball. And number 3, how about some janky play? Christian Janky has really been picking it up this season. 13 kills in the last game. He's got 150 kills on the season. Second behind outside hitter Camden Gianni, who has 171. So Janky is a player that's really a spark and a backbone in this Lopes offense. They need to get him going and keep him hot if they want to come out with a win.
Absolutely. Janky always been a big component of the Lopes volleyball program since his first year, which was last year. He's only a sophomore. And we're getting set to hear our starting lineup for GCU. They went through Vanguards already, and we'll get set to go through that again before the first serve.
All right, Lopes fans, it's time to get on your feet and make some noise. This is the starting lineup for your Grand Canyon University Antelope. An outside hitter, a 6'5" freshman from Carlsbad, California, number 5, Camden Gianni. 6'5" sophomore. From Carlsbad, California, number 11, Christian Jenkins. The Liberos, a 6'3" sophomore. From beautiful Santan Valley, Arizona, number 13, Cole Udall. At opposite, a 6'8" sophomore. From Vermeers, Belgium, number 19, Hugo Fisher. And the middle block was a 6'7" sophomore. From Orlando, Florida, number 23, Kyle Thompson. The Lopes are 12-5 on the season, 4-2 in non-Pacific Sports Federation play. Currently ranked number 10 in the nation. They're led by head coach Matt Worley, assistant coach Keith Smith, graduate assistant, the birthday man, Andrew McCall, special assistant to the head coach Dennis Flowers, and from the sports medicine staff, the lifesaver Deborah Storm. Officiating this afternoon's contest, on the ladder, Russell Combs. On the floor, Nikki Cottle. Line judges, Ryan Pfeiffer.
All right, and as we get set to go for the Lopes, we have Kyle Thompson, Camden Gianni, Cole Udall, Heath Hughes, Christian Jenke, Ian McLean. And I missed one Heath Hughes in the center position. That will be their starting position.
America's favorite mascot, Thunder.
And number 2, Dylan Garcia is going to kick it off for the Lions.
On our feet, and nobody sits down until the Lopes score. The Lions will begin the first set with a serve. Dylan Garcia to serve.
And Dom, it looks like our stat monitor is working inside this Antelope Gymnasium. It isn't always the case.
Yeah, we apologize at home for the technical difficulties, but we are up and rolling.
And to kick it off, we got Hugo Fisher with a kill from the right side. Absolutely beautiful. What a great way to start out the match. We got Ian McLean stepping back to take the serve. Lopes are up 1-0. But he'll serve it into the net, and something that I've seen out of Ian McLean lately is he's been struggling really with his serves. You can see the disappointment kind of on his face there, Dom.
Absolutely. If the Lopes want to pull this off, they're going to have to dial in and take care of those mistakes early.
Kyle Thompson hits that one out of bounds. Boys were a little bit unsure about that one. They thought maybe it caught a little bit of the line, but that's not the case. The Lions go up 2-1. Christian Notash back to serve. Heath Hughes back to Camden Gianni from the back row attack. He puts that one away, and we're all knotted up at 2.
Camden Gianni showing off a little bit of muscle early on, being able to nail that kill, getting up. Great job there by Gianni.
Hugo Fisher back to the line. And he serves that one into the net. Could service errors be the early trend in this first set?
Possibly. We hope not, obviously, but the Lopes need to dial in and try their hardest to really limit these errors. Go back to the fundamentals, and this game is theirs.
Absolutely. There's Kyle Thompson putting that one in the court. Kyle Nima taking a swing. Hugo Fisher. There we go. He puts that one cross court. That'll be his second kill of the night. The afternoon, excuse me. Christian Jenke, number 4 in the nation for aces per set, steps back to serve. But he's going to serve that one out of bounds. And Dom, this might be the case. Unfortunately, service error is really hurting the Lopes early on.
Yeah, they need to watch themselves. This cannot be a normal trend for the Lopes throughout the game. Otherwise, they will not come out victorious.
Absolutely. Back to Hugo Fisher. He hits that one in the court. And it's blocked. Triple block by Camden Gianni, Kyle Fisher, and Heath Hughes. Beautiful, beautiful job. They really closed that one up nicely. Made sure that the ball could not get through any of the gaps in their hands. Kyle Thompson's going to step back to the serve. And we're all knotted up at 4. He's going to go with the floater. Keeps it in the court. Christian Janke keeps that one up.
Cody Watts to serve.
Cody Watts back to serve. Christian Janke to Heath Hughes, up to Ian McLean, and he puts that one down. Beautiful kill by number 10, Ian McLean. I believe that will be his first one for this afternoon. All knotted up at 5 once again. Very close game. Heath Hughes drops it short. Beautiful job. Number 2 takes a swing, and it's blocked. Hugo Fisher and Ian McLean. Although I believe Hugo Fisher got a little bit more of that one. That might have been a solo block. Not quite sure, as we're at a tough angle over here courtside. Heath Hughes once again. He's going to drop it short. Gives the Lions a little bit of trouble, and it's hit back down from the middle by Ian McLean. That'll be his second one, back-to-back kills.
Ian McLean starting to heat up a little early, feeling himself right up on the front.
Absolutely. And me and one of my other commentators, great block by Camden Gianni. Me and my other commentator, Marley, who also does the volleyball games, she always says that Ian McLean is silent but deadly. You kind of forget about him once in a while, but he really makes you remember his name. He's got those key moments in games.
Absolutely a big-time player, making big-time plays. Ian McLean heating up early in this game.
Alejandro Hernandez hits that one out of bounds. Just a freshman. Getting a little bit of action in this game. Camden Gianni. Bryce Thompson trying to go up on that one, but Christian Janke gets a piece of it, sends it back down.
Camden Gianni to serve.
Camden Gianni. Lopes are up 9-6. Got on a little bit of a roll there. And he will come away with the first service ace for the game.
Camden Gianni to serve.
Hits that one into the net. Looks like he was trying to target that kind of left side of the court, hard angle. See if he could come away with maybe another ace, but
the plan was definitely there for Gianni. Unfortunately, the execution was not what he had wanted.
Absolutely, Dom. Great pass by Cole Udall. Back to Hugo Fisher. He takes a poke at it. Vanguard scrambling. And number 9, Kyle Anima, comes away with his first kill of this afternoon. He's a big component of the Vanguard offense. He leads the NAIA in kills per set with 5.4. He also leads in actual kills with 289. Now 290 is followed closely by Joshua Nels from Hope International with 287. Very competitive league in the NAIA. He's definitely one to watch out for. As you see him taking another swing right there. Great up by Ian McLean. Back to Hugo Fisher, a little bit of communication errors. The Vanguard takes a block off it. Back to Hugo Fisher. Back to the Lopes. Camden Gianni sets it up for Christian Janke. He sends it down line. Kyle Anima sends down the tip. That's going to go out of bounds, and the Lopes are pumped over that little error. Ian McLean steps back to serve, and the Lopes are up 12-8.
It's up to the Lopes to capitalize on this error. Kyle Anima already doing some damage for the Lions.
He sends that one in, almost an ace, but there's going to be a second touch on that, and Vanguard's able to return. Kyle Thompson to Kyle Thompson once again. He puts that one away.
Nice little trickery there by Thompson, catching the Lions flat-footed.
Absolutely, that's his first kill for this afternoon. Beautiful execution, I must say, Dom. Christian Nautash with the serve. Camden Gianni making easy work of it. Down to Christian Janke. Absolutely no player to be seen in that hard, right behind the 10-foot line. I don't know if I could receive that, Dom. Very, very great effort from Janke.
Janke's a special player with a lot of power in his kills. We mentioned 13 last game against UC Irvine.
Hugo Fisher returns that one. Christian Janke pulls it back to Camden Gianni, but it is blocked by the Lions. Bryce Thompson back to serve. Very successful setter. He leads the NAI with assists per set with 11.2 and actual assists with 605. And there we see Kyle Thompson once again showing his athleticism. Puts that one away. And man, Dom, we're glad to have him back. We know he was out of commission for about a month, but he's back in full strength, doing what he loves.
Absolutely, Diana. GCU definitely welcoming him back with open arms.
And there's another play by him. He got the block off that one. Looks like Vanguard needs to talk it over. The Lopes are up 15-10. You're watching GCU men's volleyball right here on GCU TV.
Fuels you. So when you're ready for a fulfilling new career, let your curiosity fuel that change. Grand Canyon University's online degree programs in technology make it convenient for you to achieve your dream. GCU teaches you how to plan for innovation. By applying that knowledge to today's most challenging problems, you're helping to build a better tomorrow. Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu/online.
Welcome inside the Antelope Gymnasium for some exciting volleyball action this Friday afternoon. And Dom, we've seen a lot of back and forth action, and it seemed like we just saw a little bit of a turning point maybe 6 or so points ago. The Lopes were struggling with their serves, but absolutely dominating with their offense. Camden Gianni, of course, one of our biggest outside hitters, along with Christian Janke. Both have 2 kills apiece, as well as the opposite, Hugo Fisher. Ian McLean falls close behind with 1, as well as Kyle Thompson. And for the Lions side, Alejandro Hernandez is leading with 2 kills. So yeah, overall some great stuff offensively.
Absolutely, Diana. The Lopes have got it clicking. They're firing on all cylinders offensively. If they can just limit these service ace errors, they can definitely pull away with this win.
I agree. They got 4 service errors to Vanguard's 2. There's another one. There's 5. You can see Janke very frustrated. Kyle Anima back to serve. He's picked up by Janke, up to Kyle Thompson. He puts that one in a difficult spot for Vanguard. They're able to return, but the ref blows the whistle, and he's gonna say it's a double. Not exactly what you want to be seeing, as the Lopes are up 5. A little bit of a, not the type of mistake you want to be making.
Absolutely not. Those are crucial mistakes. Those are simple mistakes, but they add up.
Kyle Thompson going for it, but deciding that maybe not jumping in the stands is worth possible another injury. I'd have to agree with him.
Yeah, he just got back. There's no way he's flying into those stands. Smart move.
Camden Gianni able to pull it. Ian McLean making for that 3rd touch. Difficult angle, as we saw that firsthand. Can't quite return that one.
Not much you can do about it there.
Yeah.
Thought I was going to have to intervene and maybe stop it from hitting my own face.
They're just keeping us awake. Camden Gianni, great spot. That'll be his 3rd kill this afternoon. Heath Hughes drops it short. And he kind of shanks that one. Avery Enriquez out to Camden Gianni. He sends that one down line. That's a difficult one. But the ref's going to give it to Vanguard, he called it out.
Lions, number 17, Cameron Way.
Thinking maybe it was outside the antenna, Dom. Not sure.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, but the ref is going to say just a bit outside. I think Lopes fans would definitely disagree with that.
Camden Gianni, he sends that one over. Ref says nope. Calls him in the net. Vanguard coming away with yet another point. Lopes are still up 17-15, but the Lions are on a roll.
Absolutely. It's all about momentum in this sport, and right now the Lions are shifting the momentum just a little bit in their favor.
Christian Nautosh really working it for the Lions offensively. The ref, however, gives that one to the Lopes, says it was out of bounds. Vanguard unsure if that was the correct call, but
I definitely think it was the right call. I think it was just a bit outside.
I agree with that one. Camden Gianni. He serves that one out of bounds. I have to say, though, these boys are really working the lines. They're not giving easy serves to Vanguard. They're really making sure that they're giving it 110% and executing difficult skills. It's just one thing to send the ball over. It's another to put it in a specific spot on the court. Ref intervenes, gonna call a double. Lopes not happy with that one. Dylan Garcia back to serve. He drops that one short. Christian Janke out to Hugo Fisher. Libero picks that one up. Great save. Kalanima putting that one down. Christian Nautosh getting blocked several times by the Lopes. Ref calls 4 touches. I'm guessing one of them hit into the net, didn't quite get a piece of the Lopes' hands. So that's where that call came into play. Tanner Petchel checks into the game.
And you got to give credit to Colby Cook, the libero for the Lions. A great play there, saving the ball, keeping it alive, even though it didn't fall their way. Great effort by Colby Cook.
Great push by Bryce Thompson. Great hit by Kyle Anima, but beautiful block by Kyle Thompson. Beautiful direction, sent it right into that corner. Vanguard still wants to talk it over. The Lopes are up by 3. It's 20-17. We're going to send you guys to a break. You're watching men's volleyball right here on GCU TV.
Canyon State Credit Union, a local credit union serving the Valley for over 65 years, can assist you in buying your first home, refinancing your current home, or if you're dreaming of a retirement home. Canyon State Credit Union can provide you with a fast and affordable solution that meets your needs. Let Canyon State Credit Union run the numbers on your dream. Visit canyonstatecu.org or call 623-580-6015 for more information. Canyon to you. We do business in accordance with the Equal Credit Opportunity Act, MLS number 410376.
Welcome back inside the Antelope Gymnasium. And Dom, I always like to talk about what we're seeing as far as coaches go, because a lot of the coaches we see inside these gyms are very decorated. And let's talk about Brad Rostrader. He actually played, I believe, at Vanguard and coached at Pepperdine. He served as assistant coach under David Hunt, and he also was a member of the USA Volleyball Hall of Fame and a former USA Men's Volleyball Olympic head coach. Oh, actually, excuse me, sorry. He served under legendary Waves coach Marv Dunphy. Read that one wrong. I was thinking as I was saying that, I was like, I don't think he coached in the Olympics.
You are all right. Decorated nonetheless. A very talented coach with a talented squad.
And I believe he didn't play at Vanguard. He was selected after a nationwide search to launch the men's volleyball program at VU in the spring of 2019. Janke, Rostrader, up to Nima. Picked up by Udall. Down to Hugo Fisher. He puts that one down line, able to be picked up. Once again blocked by the Lopes. Anima sends that one into the corner. Ref says that one's in. Vanguard goes up 1, and it's 20-19.
Kyle and Nima kind of all over the place for the Lions, really the heart and soul of this Lions offense, coming into this game with 289 kills and 23 service aces. He's definitely going to be a thorn in the side of the Lopes.
Kyle Thompson put that one away. And man, when he gets the ball, he really knows where to put it.
Absolutely. We mentioned coming back from an injury. The Lopes very happy to have him out here on the court tonight.
Most definitely. Hugo Fisher hits that one into the net. That is the 7th service error for this first set. Sound like a broken record, but that's really
been the story of this first set, definitely.
Absolutely. Bryce Thompson picked up by Cole Udall out to Christian Jenke. He sends that one into the seam. Beautiful shot. Lopes are up by 2. It's 22-20. Christian Jenke steps back to serve. I know he's had some trouble with some service errors. We'll see if he can put this one in the court. Picked up by the Lions. Sent over by the libero, Hugo Fisher. Out to Kyle Thompson. Like I said, when he gets the ball, he really knows where to put it. Made quick work of that, right in the seam.
Yeah, Kyle Thompson. Sorry, Kyle Thompson's just a fun player to watch.
Absolutely, and this is your first men's volleyball game that you've commentated. How are you liking it so far?
I'm having a blast. I'm having a blast. Did a lot of research. I've seen a couple games so far this season, and I like what I see from this experienced Lope team. They've definitely got good size, good strength. They complement each other nicely. Kyle Thompson, like I've been saying, fun player to watch.
We're going to go ahead and send you to one more commercial break. You're watching men's volleyball right here on GCU TV.
So one key component that makes the Waste Management Phoenix Open so successful is Cox Business. Over 700,000 people are going to come enjoy TP security, and most importantly, that free Wi-Fi all over this property. We simply couldn't do it without a partner like Cox Business. We're grateful, we're thankful, it's a hole-in-one.
Welcome inside the Antelope Gymnasium, and before we left you for commercial break, you mentioned that the boys are really having a successful year, and I've really enjoyed watching them grow and progress. It's a very young team, took a lot of these other teams by surprise. You know, we beat Stanford and UCLA and USC, a lot of big names in volleyball. Pepperdine, been so exciting. Currently ranked number 10, just been moving up that ranking list as the days go on.
A historic season so far for the Lopes men's volleyball team. 7-1 at home, drawing a good crowd of students. Huge for the GCU community.
Absolutely, and Dom, Lopes play North Greenville right after this game. It'll be a busy weekend for the guys. Camden Gianni sends that one off the block and out of bounds.
In close, number 7, Jack Burton.
That's his 4th kill.
Jack Burton to serve.
Gradually moving up. Jack Burton, face we haven't seen yet, he checks into the game for this game point. He puts that one away, a service ace. What a way to end the set. And it certainly was an interesting one. We saw a lot of things. And we'll see if both teams can tighten up their offense and defense and their serving game. We're gonna go ahead and send you guys to another break. We'll be right back for the second set. You're watching men's volleyball right here on GCU TV.
desert to where the mountains touch the sky. This is Sanderson. Sanderson Ford country built on serving you. Sanderson Ford satisfaction in everything we do. We're Arizona's pride. Sanderson Ford.
Welcome back inside the Antelope Gymnasium for this second set. And Dom, we were just talking about Vanguard's last game. They recently played University of California Merced. They won in 3 sets, and it was the first time that they played the Bobcats. Anima, of course, was someone who stood out in the match with the game high of 17 kills. Notash followed suit with 11. Garcia also finished the night with 10 kills. Dom, like I said, we were talking about this before the game. We expect a lot out of Anima, and you mentioned somewhere in that first set that he really is carrying the offense for the Lions.
Absolutely. Anima kind of putting the team on his back. 289 kills coming into this game. Already had a couple so far in the first set. The only one close to him is Christian Nautash with 113 kills. So Anima, really the heart and soul. They rely really hard on him. GCU's going to have to target him a little bit, kind of be a little defensive on him if they want to win this game, because he'll definitely come out attacking here in the second set, excuse me.
Of course. Something interesting that, me and Marley like to talk about is we like to find weird facts about the guys, and I have to say that Vanguard's athletics page is really fun. They have some really interesting questions that they have the guys, answer. And so we talk about Kyle Anima, and one of the questions that he got asked is what career did he want when he was in elementary school, and he said that he either wanted to be a pilot or a firefighter, which I'm not exactly sure if that's still a dream because he's in college now playing volleyball.
Do you ever think he considered being both, a pilot for the fire department? That could be huge.
That could be huge. We're going to kick this second set off with a serve coming from the Lopes side. Heath Hughes, relatively very steady server. Going to kick it off. He's going to go with the short ball, picked up by the Lions. Kalanima trying to send that one over. But number 6, or excuse me, no, it was number 12. Weird angle, Christian Notosh with the kill. And he's going to step back to serve. Camden Gianni sends it cross court. Communication error by Cody Watts. And we're all tied up at 1.
Cody Watts, a very solid player up on the front line for the Lions, coming into this game with 57 total blocks on the year.
He's also second in the NAIA for a hitting percentage with a .419. He's relatively good.
That one he misses. Trying to put that one down. The native of Clovis, California. And for his question, what career did he want in elementary school? Fun fact, he said he wanted to be a doctor.
Oh, very interesting. I wonder if his major's pre-med. Christian Janke puts that one down. He's so good at tooling the ball off the block. Really good at using his opponent's hands, especially when they make errors and where they are angling, whether it's in the court or out of the court. Cody Watts sends that one over, picked up by the Lopes. Enrica sends that out to Hugo Fisher. He goes cross court, puts it in, great spot. Crowd absolutely pumped by that kill. Camden Gianni still with the serve. Lopes are up 4-1. Picked up by Kyle Anima. He sends that one into the block, and it's going to fall near the back line.
They call that a rejection.
Lions need to talk this one over as the Lopes have gotten on a bit of a roll. We're going to send you to a commercial break. You're watching men's volleyball right here on GCU TV.
One more member on our roster. Streets of New York is proud to announce Grand Canyon University to our winning team. We are now the official pizza of GCU. Go Lopes.
Welcome back inside the Antelope Gymnasium and continuing with this little fun fact session. Bryce Thompson, the setter, they asked him what career he wanted in elementary school. He said the backup center for the LA Clippers. Thought that was kind of funny.
That's very specific.
Absolutely.
Not even shooting for the starter job.
Also, Kobe Cook, he said that he wanted to be a meteorologist.
Big weather guy.
Possibly.
You know, while we're on the topic of fun facts with Cody Watts, the middle blocker out of Clovis, California for the Lions, he said if they made a movie about you, what actor would you have play you? He said Adam Sandler.
Camden Gianni to serve.
I would love to see a movie where Adam Sandler plays volleyball.
I feel like that exists, but I don't know.
I can't confirm it. If anybody knows, let me know because I'd love to watch it.
Camden Gianni. Cody Watts put that one down. Quick work of it. Bryce Thompson, the setter, steps back to serve. He's going to serve that one out of bounds. Lopes are up 6-2.
So far early in the second set, the Lions have had really no answer for the Lopes. The Lopes are rolling and firing on all cylinders.
Ian McLean serves that one. And it's going to be hit down. Christian Jenke picks it up. Heath Hughes sends it over. And number one, Alejandro Hernandez comes away with the kill. That's his fourth one. That's going to be a service error. Overall, though, Vanguard has really kept their service errors down. That's the fourth one, and that's about half of what GCU has. Hugo Fisher back to serve. He sends that one over. Picked up by Vanguard's libero. Picked up by Camden Gianni. Possible pancake. Both guys. A little bit of communication error. Maybe if one of them went for that, it could have been kept up, but.
Yeah, that one just got right between two guys, unable to come up with it.
Camden Gianni, another kill. He's up to 6.
Christian Jenke.
I'll tell you what, he is so exciting to watch, especially when he gets going. Came into this leading the Lopes with 171 kills.
Absolutely very talented player. He's excited to be back as he is a redshirt freshman.
Service.
Sat through his first year due to
Christian Jenke.
medical issues. You can read all about it on the GCU Lopes website. Very inspiring story. But yeah, we're glad to have him. Christian Jenke steps back to serve. It's picked up by Hugo Fisher. Hard one to the chest. Great pickup by the libero for the Lions, and it's sent down. Point goes to the Lions. Lopes are still up 9-5.
I'll tell you what, Diana, even though the Lions won that point right there, I still like the good serving by Camden Gianni. Definitely tuned up a little bit, fixed some of those mistakes he made in the first set.
Camden Gianni getting blocked, still going at it. Third time a charm, gets it over. And Kyle Anima comes from the back row, absolutely destroys the ball. He comes away with, I believe, his third kill of this afternoon. Very impressive, might I add.
Absolutely. Anima continuing to carry the Lions on his back.
Hugo Fisher sends that one out of bounds. Guys, maybe looking for a little bit of a touch, not quite getting it out of the ref. Hernandez steps back to serve. Lopes are up 9-7, but Lions quickly closing the gap. Heath Hughes pulls that one out for Kyle Thompson. He sends that one over. No Tosh. Puts that one down.
Lions stealing the momentum from the Lopes. They're going on a little bit of a run here as they've moved within one.
Hernandez. And it is shanked by Janke. Not what we're looking for.
Not at all. That's something that I know Janke wished that he could have back. That was a little bit of a careless mistake, and now we're all knotted up here.
Cole Udall, beautiful pass. Out to Camden Gianni, he sets that one down. Hernandez tried to pick that one up, but couldn't quite get there. Point goes to Lopes, they're up 10-9.
Kyle Thompson to serve.
Kyle Thompson back to serve. He puts that one over. Janke trying to stick an arm out on that one, but Dylan Garcia comes away with his first kill of this afternoon. Seen a lot of great plays from Vanguard players across all of them. Like, yes, Kyle Anima, he's doing a great job, but the other guys are doing well as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. We've seen some digs from Colby Cook. We've seen some kills from Cody Watts, a couple blocks. All around, guys stepping up for Vanguard.
No Tosh sends that one out of bounds. Ref gives that one to the Lopes. They go up by 2, it's 12-10.
Heath Hughes to serve.
He drops that one short. Anima gets that one off the Lopes block and out of bounds.
Diana, so far in the second set, the Lopes have done a lot better without making those service error mistakes.
Yes, Dom, they really have cut back on their service errors, but they've started making errors in other parts of their game that are really crucial, and serve receive is one of them, as we saw Christian Janke get aced a few points ago. Camden Gianni, Kalanima blocked by Ian McLean. Beautiful job. He leads the Lopes in blocks. He's got 41 blocks on the season. He'll add a few more to that number in this game. Camden Gianni. Kalanima. Great up by Enriquez, beautiful dig. Out to Christian Janke, he sends that one deep. They're able to return it. Kalanima once again, picked up by Camden Gianni. Sends that one over. Kalanima out to Christian Janke, and he puts that one away. What a lovely rally.
Yeah, couldn't ask for anything better than that. Kyle Anima all over the place for the Lions, taking control.
Timeout called by the Lions.
Just did not fall their way on that one.
Yeah, great effort, great hustle. Love what I'm seeing from both sides. We're going to send you to a commercial break. You're watching men's volleyball right here on GCU TV.
You have a foundation of strong values. You belong where your passions come to life. Grand Canyon University's online degree program in cybersecurity makes it convenient for you to join the newest front in keeping your community safe. GCU teaches you how to secure and protect a virtual environment. Join the growing field of cybersecurity.
Find your purpose at GCU. Drive education. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu/online.
Welcome back inside the Antelope Gymnasium for some more volleyball action. We're seeing a little bit of better momentum shifts. Both sides doing great job. Beautiful rally at that last point. Great defense. Saw Enriquez, Gianni just picking up some great balls. I can't remember exactly who was back row for the Lions, but they were doing an exceptional job.
Absolutely. The Lopes struck early, went up as much as almost 6 points at the beginning of this match, but like we mentioned a little bit earlier at the beginning of this set, they've tuned up their service errors, but they have kind of started to slip in certain other areas, making crucial mistakes, and that's why the Lions are still hanging around here in the second set.
Gianni. Great up by Enriquez. Fisher sends that one into the seam and down. Hernandez not able to pick that one up. He was there though. Gianni once again back to serve. He sends that one out of bounds. That's the 9th service error for the Lopes in these 2 sets.
Bryce Thompson to serve.
Bryce Thompson steps back to serve. Sends that one out of bounds.
Ian McLean to serve.
Ian McLean steps back to serve. Sends that one in. Hernandez hits that one out of bounds. Now we're seeing a little bit more of this up and down errors and spurts of energy. I think both sides really just need to find their equilibrium.
Absolutely. Both sides looking for that rhythm, looking to take the momentum their way.
Fisher sends that one to the back. Picked up by Garcia. Beautiful up by Camden Gianni. And that one goes down. Christian Janke comes away with the kill. Colby Cook, I have to say I've been really impressed with him this afternoon. He's the libero. He's picked up some really difficult balls. Ian McLean sends that one out of bounds. That's the 10th service error.
Absolutely, Diana. You mentioned Colby Cook. He came into this game leading the Lions with 118 digs. We've seen him make some impressive ones so far.
Nanima to Janke. Picked up once again. Hugo Fisher sends it over. Hernandez puts that one. Really difficult spot. Guys don't really know what hit them there. They were kind of looking around.
Yeah, that one just confused the Lopes a little bit. Not much you can do on that one, but shake your head and go get them on the next one. But
there's a service ace.
Yeah, that one just caught him flat-footed.
By Anema. And there's another service ace, back-to-back service ace for Kyle Anema.
I'll tell you what, Kyle Anema, we've said it all game, puts the Lions on his back, trying to do everything he can to really be the spark that the Lions need.
He's going to send that one into the net. Hugo Fisher's going to step back to serve.
Hugo Fisher to serve.
Saw Hugo Fisher make a couple service errors earlier. Let's see if he can tighten them up and really take command here for the Lopes.
Picked up by Cook. And that one is going to go to the Lions. It was touched by the Lopes block.
Cody Watts to serve.
Cody Watts back to serve. Sends that one over. Gianni. Janky. That's going to be shanked by Bryce Thompson. Janky comes away with a kill. That'll be his 7th for this afternoon. He's tied up with Camden Gianni with 7 as well. Hugo Fisher falling close behind with 4.
Absolutely, and sometimes it's just really hard to handle Janky or Gianni's kills. Really not much you can do if you're the other team. They have so much force and power.
Alejandro Hernandez to serve.
Hernandez back to serve. Lopes are 4 away from finishing out this set. But before I speak too soon, Vanguard's falling close behind by 3 points.
Absolutely, and we mentioned Vanguard only sticking around because of the Lopes errors. A couple mental mistakes here and there. The Lopes at the beginning of the set led as much as 6. But the Lions are hanging around.
Jack Burton checks into the game. Puts it in. Notash puts that one cross court in the seam.
Coming in for the Lions, number 17.
That'll be his 5th kill.
Cameron Way to serve.
Cameron Way checking into the game. He's going to take the serve. Beautiful, beautiful float serve. Gianni sends that one out of bounds. Looks like he got under the ball.
Yeah, Gianni just a little bit too excited on that one. Like you said, got under it. Kind of got ahead of himself, hit that one out. The Lions only down by 2 here in the second set.
Way. Janky comes out of the back row. That's the momentum shift that he needs. Seen him struggle a little bit frustration on his face, but beautiful back row attack.
Absolutely. We talked about this before the game and the keys of the game. Janky's one of the guys that they got to get going. Once he gets up and he shifts the momentum, he's a game changer for the Lopes.
Enriquez. Gianni sends off the ball, picked up by Hughes. Enriquez back to Gianni. Way out to Anema. He tips that one over. Heath Hughes once again coming through. Picked up by the foot. That's going to go to the Lopes. Way to play that one out.
Yeah, right away. That was huge. Great rally there by the team. We saw some really great fundamentals and a couple different funky things there.
Notash blocked by Gianni and McLean. That's a way to end a set. What another way to end the set. We saw ace on the last one. Great block on the second one. Beautiful.
Absolutely, a statement block there. That is how you imprint your name on this game. And the Lopes go up 2-0 against the Lions.
Making quick work against Vanguard. We're going to go ahead and send you guys to a commercial break. You're watching men's volleyball. We'll have the third set for you right when you come back, right here on GCU TV.
Oh, baby, come on and say it now. Just let the words come out.
No calories, no sweeteners, all smiles. Bubbly sparkling water. Crack a smile.
When my hot water heater failed, she was pregnant, in-laws were coming, a little bit of water, it rocked our world.
I had no idea the amount of damage that water could do.
We called USAA, and they greeted me as they always do. Sergeant Baker, how are you? They were on it. It was unbelievable. Having insurance is something everyone needs, but having USAA, that's a privilege. We're the Bakers, and we're USAA members for life.
USAA. Get your insurance quote today.
Welcome back inside the Antelope Gymnasium, and Dom, we have a busy weekend here for us GCU TV staff. Got a lot of games going on in Phoenix. Just today we have beach volleyball. We got a lot of men's volleyball. Got a baseball game later tonight, and I believe softball is happening right now. So lots of exciting stuff, and we're going to go ahead and check out the upcoming schedule brought to you by BSN.
Absolutely, Diana, and like you said, a lot of stuff going on, but specifically with volleyball, we've got more men's volleyball tomorrow if you didn't get enough of it tonight. The Lopes are going to take on Menlo at noon, and then number 7 UC Irvine at 6 p.m. Remember, the boys dropped last Friday in Irvine, so looking for a little bit of redemption. But we also have men's basketball that are going to play their final home game of the season before heading off to the WAC tournament tomorrow at 6 p.m. as they go up against CSU Bakersfield. If you can't be here in person, you can catch it all here on GCU TV.
Absolutely, and I love busy sports weekends. Big sports person, especially when it comes to volleyball, whether it's beach, men's, women's, you name it, I love it.
And this is the perfect weekend for you, Diana. A lot of stuff going on.
Yes, I've been waiting for this weekend for a while. We just finished up midterms. This is kind of like my stress relief, getting to be involved in this. And we're seeing some new faces out on the court for this third set. See normal Ian McLean out there, normal middle. Jack Burton, he's stepping in. Saw him do a little bit of serving. We got David Keishel, he's an opposite. He checks in for Hugo Fisher, I believe, replaces him. Caleb Blazer, different middle. Trevor Weary. And Tanner Petchel is going to set. He replaces Heath Hughes.
So Lopes feeling confident going into this third set as they're up 2-0 against the Vanguard Lions. Seeing some different faces, as you mentioned. What do you hope to see in this third set, Diana?
I hope to see a little bit more of high-intensity volleyball from both sides, just cutting down on those kind of fundamental errors, you know, service errors, reception errors, that kind of stuff. Trevor Weary picked up by Cole Udall. David Keishel sends that one over. It's picked up by Hernandez, sent out and put away by Notosh.
The Lions wasting no time as they're down 2-0. They're coming back early in this third set as they take the first point.
Garcia. Out to Weary, he puts that one in a beautiful cross-court fashion. Everyone can sit down now. The Lopes scored. We're tied up at 1.
Trevor Weary, a silent player, only 11 kills coming into this game on the season, picks up his 12th.
And Emma blocked by Keishel and Blazer. Enriquez, back row for Burton. He gets some air and puts that one away. Lions not able to return that. Lopes go up 2-1. Petchel back to serve. Notosh sends that one over. David Keishel sends that one up off the top of the block and out of bounds. That'll be his first kill of this afternoon, excuse me, once again. Petchel back to serve. And Emma sends that one out of bounds.
Christian Notosh to serve.
Notosh back to serve. Trevor Weary out to Keishel. He puts that one back up. Out to Weary. He sets that one over. Hernandez comes away with the kill. That'll be his 7th for this afternoon.
Christian Notosh to serve.
Notosh steps back once again to take the serve. Burton to Keishel. Sends that one cross court, picked up by Notosh. Anema picked up by Burton, sent over by Blazer. Cody Watts blocked by the Lopes defense.
Trevor Weary to serve.
Weary back to serve. He sends that one over. And Emma almost picked up by Petchel. Couldn't quite read that one in time.
And we've been saying it all game. Kyle and Nema doing it all for the Lions, trying to find a way to put the team on his shoulders.
Keishel.
Big block there.
Absolutely, and interesting enough, just looking at Kyle and Nema's stats, he actually doesn't lead in kills. He's got 5, and Hernandez has 7, which is interesting because it seems like he's been more of a big component for their offense than really the stat book is reflecting.
Caleb Blazer to serve.
Blazer back to serve. He sends that one into the net. Not quite executing what he planned there, as trying to drop that one short. And Emma back to serve.
That's going to go down as the 12th service error for GCU.
David Keishel to serve.
David Keishel. See if he can turn around some of this service errors. He's going to send that one in. Picked up by Weary, up by Keishel, sent over by Enriquez. Great play by the guys. Weary to Burton, picked up by Cook. And that one's going to be sent out of bounds by Garcia. Great defense from that back line, Enriquez, Keishel, and Weary.
Avery Enriquez, just an overall impressive job there by the libero. Some good ups, keeping it alive, winning that point.
Garcia sends that one to the back line. Weary not able to get a hand on it.
Cody Watts to serve.
Cody Watts steps back to serve. And Dom, we were just talking about Enriquez, and I really enjoy watching him play. He knows how to have a good time, but he also knows how to have some serious moments. He definitely keeps up the momentum, as you see right there, him rallying his team. He knows how to keep the guys smiling. It's very important.
Absolutely, absolutely. He understands the situations, but at the same time knows how to have fun with it.
Burton. And Emma picking that one up. And he sends a massive back row attack into the Lopes defense. They're not able to return it. All knotted up at 8. Hernandez sends that one out of bounds. That'll be Vanguard's 11th service error, catching up to the Lopes' 12 service errors.
It's up to the Lopes here to capitalize on the Lions' mistakes.
Ian McLean sends that one out of bounds.
Of course, does the exact opposite, but it's okay. We're tied up at 9.
The guys are really having fun with this game. It's not a conference game. You can tell that they're really enjoying just playing the game that they love.
Absolutely, and this Lopes crowd is into it as well. Everyone here inside Antelope Arena having a good time this afternoon.
Petchel. And Emma. Blazer comes away with a beautiful kill. You know, I have to say, all our middles are extremely talented. I know when Kyle Thompson was out of commission, Caleb Blazer really stepped in and played a big role in a lot of the Lopes wins. Might I add, conference wins.
Absolutely, Caleb Blazer filling the shoes, stepping up, being the next guy he needed to. Came into this game with 25 kills on the season. As Avery, another impressive play, and another impressive play.
He's just all over the court. And he's made some incredible saves this season. It's interesting to me that Coach Worley has been splitting the time kind of between Cole Udall and Enriquez. I really enjoy seeing the difference between the two liberos, kind of their style and who they get along with most on the team. And that was great pancake by Hernandez. He kept that one in play. And their Lions are actually going to come away with that point. We're all tied up at 11.
So far in this third set, Diana, we're seeing very close, good volleyball by both teams.
This is exactly what I was talking about, what I wanted from this third set. Keishel, roll shot to that cross court, picked up by Udall. Petchel to Weary. He sends that one in the court. I have to say, I thought that one was out of bounds.
I'm not going to lie to you, Diana. I also thought that one was going to be called out. But the Lopes are not complaining. Neither am I either.
They go up 12-11. Cody Watts puts that one down. Exactly what he's looking for. That's his third kill for this afternoon. Bryce Thompson sends that one into the net. Lopes go up by 1. It's 13-12.
Caleb Blazer to serve.
Blazer. Thompson. Watts. Burton. Petchel to Burton once again, and he is blocked by Anema and Watts.
Cody Watts came into this game leading Vanguard in blocks with 57. He's picked up a few impressive ones here tonight.
Anema by Udall. Keishel sends that one over. That's his second kill.
David Keishel to serve.
And he's going to immediately go back to that service line. Take the serve for the Lopes. They're up by 1. He's going to send that one into the net. And man, Dom, seriously struggling with service errors.
Absolutely. That's kind of been the name of the game so far. Saw in the first 2 sets. Especially in the first one, GCU struggling with service errors.
Ian McLean get a piece of that one. Hernandez picked up, run down. Tanner Petchel taking off the padding on the net, trying to get to that second ball. We're going to have our media timeout for this third set. Send you to commercial break. You're watching GCU men's volleyball right here on GCU TV.
You have a foundation of strong values. You belong where your passions come to life. Grand Canyon University's online degree program in cybersecurity makes it convenient for you to join the newest front in keeping your community safe. GCU teaches you how to secure and protect a virtual environment. Join the growing field of cybersecurity.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu/online.
Welcome back inside the Antelope Gymnasium. And Dom, you said that service errors was the name of the game. But honestly, when you think about it, this is the time to make those errors. It's better that they do it now rather than tomorrow when they're playing number 7 UC Irvine. I think they're just kind of getting it out of their system.
Absolutely, absolutely. They've been off since their trip last weekend to Southern California, where they took on Concordia of Irvine and UC Irvine, falling in both of those games. Both those teams are, like you said, hoping to get a little revenge tomorrow night against UC Irvine. But you're right, if you're going to make these mistakes, make them in this game, a non-conference game. Really tune up for these big games coming up.
Absolutely, and you can see the guys' faces. Early on, they were just kind of frustrated, but now I think it's kind of just become humorous to them.
Absolutely, they're having fun with it, and so are these Lopes crowds.
David Keichel sends that one out the back line.
Cody Watts to serve.
Lopes go down by 2. It's Vanguard 14 to Lopes 16. Petchel to Burton. He's going to go with the tip. Hernandez, he's blocked by McLean and Burton.
Rejection.
Looks
Burton to serve.
gradually closing the point gap. It's 15-16. Burton, beautiful serve. Hits the ceiling. Thompson able to pull that one. And Hernandez sends it over. Weary, picked up by Thompson. And Emma sends it to the back line, picked up by Burton. Back to Keichel. He's going to go with the tip. They try to play it back, but not able to get it up.
And on the Lions side, you got to give credit to Thompson. I have no idea how some of these players play those ball off the roof like that. Very impressive.
It definitely is hard when you're trying to put your momentum forward to kind of make an offensive play on the ball, and it hits the ceiling and it goes the opposite direction, and you have to kind of contort your body to just go for it.
Alejandro Hernandez to serve.
Hernandez back to serve. Weary, picked up by Cook. Cook once again making a play on it. He's all over the place. Flying man this afternoon.
Colby Cook, a huge piece of this Lopes offense and defense. Doing it all at libero, trying to move around, make something happen. Came into this game with 118 digs. Seen some impressive ones tonight.
Johnny back to serve. Sends that one over Anema. Back to Anema, back row attack. He sends that one into the corner, comes away with the point. Wade's gonna check into the game. Saw that, that was a common theme in that second set. Saw him check in at the end of the game. Weary sends that one over. It's played. No touch, sends that one down, makes easy work of it. And they go up 20-16. way. Weary. Caleb Blazer, absolutely stunning kill, sends that into that hard cross court, even in front of the 10-foot line. Don't see that very often. He saw the opportunity though with the block and he just went for it.
Absolutely. Caleb Blazer coming into this game with 25 kills. We mentioned him stepping up as Thompson had that injury.
And Emma blocked by Weary, Blazer, and Keishel. Double blocked, might I add. They got a touch on that first one, able to put it away on the second one. Petrel steps back to serve. Cook. Notosh sends that one down. Lions go up 21-18.
Christian Notosh to serve.
Kalanema nearing that double digits. He's got 9 kills. Hernandez got 8, and Notosh got 8.
Another impressive one there by Caleb Blazer. He's really starting to come alive here late in this third set.
Definitely a key component as Lopes are down by 3 points. Great up by Enriquez. Sprawling out for that one. But that one's gonna go down in between Weary and Enriquez. Great job from Cody Watts. Almost had him on that first one. Enriquez made the great play to get it up. Gave it back to Watts and he put that one away. They're up 22-19. Weary to Burton, sends that cross court. Cook missing that one by a fraction. It's 20-22. Blazer steps back to serve. He drops that one in. Anima. Short work of that as he jogs back to take the serve. Lopes are down by 3. It is 20-23. Nema, Udall, and McLean. Picked up by Petchel. Udall to Burton. He sends that one down line, sort of. Watts. Back to Hernandez. Up by Cole Udall. Beautiful dig. Keishel sends it over. It's in play. Hernandez sends that one out of bounds. What an absolutely beautiful rally by both sides. Great up by Cole Udall. I loved that dig.
I was going to go back to that one, too. I said GCU got that point, and that one, a lot of credit has to go to Cole Udall for keeping that one alive.
Absolutely. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be right back for the exciting conclusion of this third set. You're watching men's volleyball right here on GCU TV. Welcome back inside the Antelope Gymnasium for the conclusion of this third set. I've loved this set. Honestly, I think this has been my favorite set. Both teams really working together, and my coach always gave the analogy of a school of fish. All the guys are really working together, smooth transitions on both sides to really accomplish the common goal of getting points.
Absolutely, absolutely. Both teams limiting the number of errors in this set, playing good fundamental volleyball here, some good communication. We've seen some good ups. This has been a fun set to watch so far.
Very fun
David
indeed.
Keishel to serve.
David Keishel is going to kick it off for the Lopes. Mentioned our service errors. Lopes are up to 14. Vanguard's got 12. It's almost a full set combined. Puts that one in. Hernandez. Enriquez picks that one up. Beautiful dig. Burton sends that one down. Colby Cook not able to keep that one in the court. Point goes to Lopes. It's 22-23.
And this set continues to stay interesting. That was a huge point there for GCU.
Absolutely. Keishel. And Emma. Picked up by Weary. Out to Burton. He sends that one back to the libero. He shakes that one out of bounds. Jack Burton. What a turning point kill. And both teams want to talk it over because it's knotted up at 23. We're not going to send you to commercial.
Absolutely not. They're going to stay right here with us, Diana.
Absolutely.
What have you liked so far?
Honestly, I am so fascinated just watching the different liberos on both teams. I played libero in high school, got recruited to go play libero in college, but you know who could turn out going to GCU and being involved in volleyball still with commentating. But yeah, I love both the work from both the GCU liberos. Seen some great ups by both Cole Udall and Avery Enriquez. Great attitudes from both the guys.
Absolutely.
And of course, Colby Cook, he did have those two shanks, but he has done an exceptional job really firing up the Lions defense for them.
Absolutely. I think it's very interesting to see the flow of how Udall and Avery have come in and out for each other. You mentioned it earlier. Both two different styles of play, but they both complement each other on the court, or the other teammates on the court, nicely. So we've seen a really, really good game so far by the liberos.
Most definitely. And now that we're in the third set, how are you enjoying this?
Oh, I'm enjoying. Are you asking me specifically? Sorry about that. I'm loving it. I'm having a good time. My first men's volleyball game commentating on the year, and it's a good one.
Most definitely. Keishel back to serve, tied up at 23. He's going to send that one out of bounds. That's what we call in volleyball on ice. The other team will take a timeout to kind of get in the other player's head. You get in this train of momentum, and sometimes that timeout interrupts it. Watts sends that one over. Burton sends that one down! Massive kill by Jack Burton. He's really coming through for the Lopes offense this afternoon.
Absolutely. Just picked up his 7th kill of the game. Jack Burton getting on fire at the right time for the Lopes.
And he's a senior. Sad to see him go this season, or this next season. He's going to pick that one up, send it to Petrel, out to Weary. And that one is going to go to Garcia. Sends that one off the block.
Alejandro Hernandez to serve.
Hernandez back to serve. And it is win by 2, so next point could be game. And that's an unfortunate mistake to make on game point. See him a little bit shooken by that, a little disappointment.
Yeah, and that's something, obviously, if you're a Lopes fan, you love to see, but in general, that's something you hate to see is give up that match or set point there off a service error.
And Emma picked up. McLean tries to keep that one in. That's the second time we've seen him run on over to our table. But man, what an amazing dig. I believe that was Burton, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, Burton made a great dig there. McLean trying to make a play on it, but just a little bit too outside for him. Great effort there by the Lopes.
Burton, beautiful pass. Picked up once again. Udall out to Weary. Sends that one right into the corner. High volleyball IQ, really shows that he was seeing the court, wanted to make sure that he made his best effort on that opportunity, and he most certainly did. All tied up at 26.
Absolutely. And now this is going to come down to who's going to mess up first and who's going to give in. As we see right there, unfortunately, I hate to speak it into existence, but that service error right there was killer for the Lopes.
We got Notaj stepping back to take the serve. Game point once again for the Lions, and it's put down by Blazer! He has also been another key component in this third set, along with Burton, really coming through in key moments of the game.
I love how the Lopes have not given up at all in this third set. They've been down on multiple occasions, but have continued to stay alive.
And it's just back and forth. Lions come away with the point.
Bryce Thompson to serve.
Bryce Thompson goes back to serve. The Lions are up 28-27. It's getting loud in here. Udall out to Burton once again. Hits that one off of chest of the Lions, and that's game, folks. It's like we're going to a fourth set. Switching sides, but I mean, you can't complain. That was so close. Always love some exciting volleyball.
Absolutely, keeping everyone here in Antelope Gymnasium on their toes. Men's volleyball with a great third set, but could not come up with it.
Absolutely, we're gonna send you guys to break. You're watching men's volleyball right here on GCU TV.
So one key component that makes the Waste Management Phoenix Open so successful is Cox Business. Over 700,000 people are going to come enjoy TPC Scottsdale, from digital TV to digital phones to security, and most importantly, that free Wi-Fi all over this property. We simply couldn't do it without a partner like Cox Business. We're grateful, we're thankful, it's a hole-in-one.
Across the green desert to where the mountains touch the sky. This is Sanderson Ford country, where Arizona's pride. Sanderson Ford country, built on serving you. Sanderson Ford, satisfaction in everything we do. We're Arizona's pride. Sanderson Ford.
Welcome back inside the Antelope Gymnasium for a fourth set, a surprising fourth set, might I add, in this game against the Vanguard Lions. Dom, how do you think this one's going to play out?
You know, I personally like to believe that this is going to fall in favor of the Lopes. I think in this set they're definitely going to clean up those service ace mistake that's been an issue all game. But I don't know, never count the Lions out. They've definitely seen a lot of fight. We've seen Kyle Anema be all over the place. We've seen Colby Cook make some great digs. Cody Watts make some good blocks. And a couple other players really step up for the Lions, so would not be shocked to see the Lions stay in this. But I think it's the Lopes game all the way. If they want it, they can take it.
Of course, we saw a lot of kind of different faces in that game. Saw Trevor Weary, Caleb Blazer, Jack Burton, Tanner Petrol, not the usual starting lineup, so gotta always take that into account for that third set. Kind of curious to see what Worley does as far as lineup goes. He could keep going with that same lineup, but he also might put back in the regular starters, the usual suspects that we're used to seeing in the conference games.
Absolutely, and I think if I'm Worley, I kind of want to close this out right here. I would put the starters in, the usual suspects, as you said, try and finish this game strong.
And it looks like we will see some of those usual suspects. Makes sense to me, as the guys still have 3 more games to play this weekend. Playing Menlo, North Greenville tonight, and then, of course, number 7 UC Irvine tomorrow evening.
And remember, no
Crowd getting on their feet here at Antelope Gymnasium for this fourth set.
I have to say it's actually a pretty good turnout, as we mentioned, all the other sports happening on campus as we speak.
Absolutely, with the historic season that they've had so far, getting ranked 10th nationally, the GCU men's volleyball team created a lot of hype, bringing out a lot of good fans here at GCU.
Heath Hughes and Emma. Now touch, blocked by the Lopes, out to Enema again, hit off the block and out of bounds. Lions are going to come away with the first point of this fourth set.
So much like the third set, which the Lions won, it's the Lions striking first here.
Udall, Blazer sends that one down. And I guess he's not really one of the usual suspects. Of course, we see Thompson in that normal position.
Of course, with the injury to Thompson, we have seen Blazer get a lot more minutes. Definitely stepped up and proved himself a little bit.
That's going to be a service ace by Camden Gianni. That's going to be his second one. Excuse me. No, that's going to be his second one. I misread. He's got 3 blocks. Gianni. Janky puts that one away.
Janky picking up his 9th kill of the afternoon. Had 13 against UC Irvine last weekend.
You know, in volleyball, I just realized this last weekend listening to another cast. I believe it was Concordia Irvine. Or no, it was either Concordia Irvine or the other team that they played. She said that when someone overpasses a ball and hits it, it's called a happy birthday. I've never heard that in all my years of playing volleyball. I thought that was kind of funny.
Interesting. A happy birthday. How do you like that?
And Emma, he sets up Janky. He's going to go with the quick tip. Sent back over, picked up by Udall. Gianni, back row attack. That's going to push him up to 8 kills, matching Christian Janky's 8. Blazer steps back to serve. A little bit of communication error. Hernandez sends that one over. Hugo Fisher down line. Another communication error by the Lions between the libero and
Caleb Blazer to serve.
It's up to the Lopes here to capitalize on these communication issues. Like you mentioned, the Lions having a little bit of issues here early on in this fourth set. The Lopes can really start to run away with it here.
Cody Watts comes away with the kill for that one. He's got 6. Gianni. Heath Hughes sends that beautiful cross-court spot. Love seeing that out of him.
Hugo Fisher to serve.
Absolutely. Heath Hughes picking up his first kill of the night. Good to see him getting on the board.
And he's the setter. Normally he's the one setting people up for kills. Able to get some of the action there. That point's going to go to the Lopes. Ref calls it a double.
Hugo Fisher.
And again, another mistake here by the Lions. It's up to the Lopes to capitalize. Build this lead a little bit.
Hugo Fisher. And that's going to be a tough reception for Colby Cook as Hugo Fisher comes away with the service ace. We're going to send you guys to a commercial break. You're watching men's volleyball right here on GCU TV.
one more member on our roster. Streets of New York is proud to announce Grand Canyon University to our winning team. We are now the official pizza of GCU. Go Lopes.
Welcome back inside the Antelope Gymnasium, and me and Dom were just talking about all the fun facts that are on Vanguard's page. Some question that I really liked is, if you were a talk show host, who was the first guest you'd have on your show? Cody Watts said Jesus or his dog Gunner. Kobe Cook said Joe Rogan.
Cal Anema said Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. I'd have dinner with The Rock.
Bryce Thompson said Beyonce. Can't say that I don't agree with him. I think it'd be fun to have a conversation with her.
Absolutely.
Hugo Fisher to serve.
Hugo Fisher coming off an ace on that last play. See if he can get a second one. And they're going to be able to play that one back over. Great effort. Ian McLean puts that one down, really targeting the libero.
Hugo Fisher to serve.
He shanks that one out of bounds. Beautiful hit by Ian McLean.
And in the words of your usual co-host, Marley, he is a silent but deadly weapon.
Absolutely. Hugo Fisher once again kicking us off. Hernandez blocked by Janke. And I think Ian McLean might have got a piece of that pie.
Hugo Fisher to serve.
Absolutely, the Lopes feasting all around, Diana. Everyone's getting a little slice.
Great analogy, Dom. Love that. Hugo Fisher, another ace. And man, I would hate to be on the receiving end of that serve.
Hugo Fisher to serve.
That's his second. See if he can get a hat trick of service aces this afternoon. But he's gonna hit that one into the tape. Almost rolled over.
So close, Diana. So close to the hat trick.
Maybe on the next go around. Watts steps back to serve. Puts that one into the arms of Janke. Janke hits that one in the block, picked up by Fisher, sent out to Janke again by Keith Hughes. Line's not able to return that. And it's 12-4.
We are seeing the Lopes fire on all cylinders here. Everyone is rolling, playing great ball.
Definitely making quick work of this fourth set. Janke into the net.
And the Lopes continue to shoot themselves in the foot all game. That's been their worst enemy, has been the service errors.
At this point, you can't help but joke about it. I mean, 18 service errors. Just something else that they can improve on in the next match. After this one.
Always room to improve.
Hernandez back to serve. Lopes are still up 12-6. Got a little bit of breathing room. Up by Udall, great reception. Camden Gianni. Cook. Picked up by Udall. Gianni taking the tip to it, picked up by Hernandez. Out to Ian McLean, and that's put away right in the seam. That's his 5th kill of this afternoon.
Ian McLean slowly becoming the not so silent, but deadly. Being loud, making a name for himself here in this set, really getting heated at the right time.
And Emma, been quiet this game. You see him take a swing there. Gianni picked up by Anema, great up. Out to Notosh, and he's gonna stuff that one through Caleb Blazer and Camden Gianni's hands.
Dylan Garcia to serve.
Garcia with the top spin. Janky. He's up to 11 kills.
We said it at the beginning of the game. He's the guy that the Lopes got to get going and keep going, and he's been moving all game. Another great one by Christian Janky.
Keith Hughes. And that one's put away by Notosh. He's going to immediately step back to take the serve. Lopes are still up 14-8. Lions seem to be gaining a little more momentum, however. Udall. Back to Gianni. He stuffs that off the block. He's up to 9 kills. Almost into that double-digit range. Emma stuffed by Caleb Blazer and Hugo Fisher. Great block.
Truly everyone, Diana, on the court is getting involved for this fourth set. We've seen some good plays by Blazer, Gianni, Janky. Seen some really good volleyball here in this fourth set.
Most definitely. We're going to send you to another commercial break. You're watching men's volleyball right here on GCU TV.
Curiosity fuels you. So when you're ready for a fulfilling new career, let your curiosity fuel that change. Grand Canyon University's online degree programs in technology make it convenient for you to achieve your dream. GCU teaches you how to plan for innovation. By applying that knowledge to today's most challenging problems, you're helping to build a better tomorrow. Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu/online.
Welcome back inside the Antelope Gymnasium, and Dom, we were just talking about Christian Janky, one of your keys, in fact. He was just named the GCU Student Athlete of the Month for his exceptional grades. He is a mechanical engineering major, which I honestly cannot understand how he plays volleyball and excels so well in that major, as he does hold a 3.9 GPA. I can't imagine what his days look like, being in the gym, in class, and also in the study room. Truly an impressive athlete.
Diana, I am perplexed by that. Mechanical engineering, not easy, and obviously being able to handle all of that and still be able to be a driving force of this Lopes men's volleyball team. Well-deserved Student Athlete of the Month, Christian Janky.
Hughes. Janky, once again seeing his athleticism as he sends that one right on the backcourt line. Lopes go up, continue to go up, 17-9. Blazer. And Emma picks it up. Out to Hernandez. It's blocked by the Lopes and goes out of bounds. And Emma. Gianni. Janky with the tip. Beautiful direction. Lopes are up 18-10.
So far in this fourth set, it's been all Lopes. They're coming together, really making sure to not make any mistakes, trying to end this game on a solid note.
Hugo Fisher. And Emma It's that one outside of bound. Great job by Hugo Fisher, ducking out of the way.
Hugo Fisher to serve.
Hugo Fisher. Great job by the Lopes. Net defense going up strong.
Hugo Fisher to
making
serve.
sure to combat offense of the Lions as we near the end of this fourth set. Closing it out. Lopes are up 20-10. Fisher hits that one out of bounds.
Cody Watts to serve.
Watts. Going to serve that one out of bounds. That's their 14th service error.
Christian Jenke to serve.
Christian Jenke going to take the serve. Lopes are 4 away from the conclusion of this set. He's going to send that one out of bounds. And, you know, Dom, I don't think I've seen Jenke hit one in the court all night long as far as serving goes.
And you hate to say it, you hate to see it, but that's just kind of been the name of the game. And Jenke, definitely something he needs to improve on and work on, because he is such a leader and such a driving force out there on all other aspects.
And, you know, I can't help but mention that he is number 4 in the nation for service aces per set. So he certainly has the capabilities, but just something's not clicking this afternoon.
And we talked a little bit before the game about that sometimes you could be the best player and things just don't fall your way that game.
Most definitely. Sometimes just angles don't work. Volleyball is a game of geometry. That's what I always was told to me. And, you know, sometimes the angles just don't click. Beautiful up by Ian McLean. Beautiful dig. Don't normally see him in the back row.
Ian McLean to serve.
He's going to step back. He's kind of struggled a little bit with his serving lately. As we see there, once again, he's just smiling about it at this point.
Dylan Garcia to serve.
All the guys kind of giving him some flake on the bench for that missed serve. Jenke. Gianni. Oh! As we saw
A couple chairs get taken out there.
saw Vanguard's player kind of fall into the chairs. I didn't think he was that close to the bench, but I guess he was. Hopefully he's okay.
Hughes to serve.
Didn't really see who it was. Hughes.
Christian Notosh with a hit.
Notosh. What a great run.
Christian Notosh to serve.
He's another player for the Lions. It's kind of like Ian McLean. Kind of forget about him sometimes, but he really makes those turning point plays that kind of make you stop and go, wow, what a hitter.
He reminds you that he's there. Lets
Yeah.
his presence be known. Definitely.
And Emma. Blazer. And he sends that one down. That's game point. Lopes are going to take this one. And what an interesting game. We saw a lot of different players in the game for the Lopes side. Saw lots of momentum shifts up and down between the two teams. What do you think, Dom?
I'm telling you, we saw a good game so far. The first couple sets were a little sloppy. We talked about that. GCU winning those ones, but winning them with a little bit more errors. The third one, we saw a very, tight set. The Lions won that one. They were ahead for most of it, but GCU battling back, tightening up those mistakes. And then by the third set, once those mistakes were tightened and almost gone, except for a couple service errors here and there, the Lopes just fired on all cylinders and really took that game away from the Lions. They were going to win this one. They wanted to. They came out. They did it. Great job by the men's volleyball team.
And might I add, that kind of stopped their losing streak of 2. I know they were super hot for a while. I think it was like a winning streak of, I believe, 6 or something like that.
Absolutely, and that is big in part to be able to stop that losing streak at 2 games. Obviously not the weekend they wanted to have last weekend in Irvine, losing 2 games in a row, but they were able to come out with the victory tonight, and that is huge in part to the GCU Golf Course Player of the Game, and that's going to be awarded to Christian Janke, who, as we mentioned, just got the Student Athlete of the Month award here at GCU. He finishes with 13 kills, 1 service error, 2 digs, and 3 blocks. He hit 6. His hitting percentage was 684, excuse me. So above average, very good player. We've talked about him all night. He was in one of our keys. If the Lopes wanted to win this game, they had to get him going and keep him going, and that's what they did, and they were victorious. So the GCU Golf Course Player of the Game, Christian Janke.
Obviously some honorable mentions. We got Camden Gianni made it into double digits with 10 digs. Of course, Jack Burton carried the Lopes in that third set. Saw 7 kills out of him in his time on the court. What a great game, and you know, we're going to be back on the cast in just a few hours. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to catch that game at 7 against North Greenville. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/GCU. Have a great night, and on behalf of Dom, on behalf of me, and as always, go Lopes.